I thank the Speaker. The amendment that I'm offering here directs the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC as we refer to it, to withdraw two policy statements that massively expand the role of climate hysteria in certification of natural gas infrastructure, like pipelines and LNG export terminals. In February of 2022, FERC released two radical policy statements that massively increase the role that the emissions play in its certification of natural gas pipelines and the LNG export terminals, which are so critical to our ability to affect world consumption of gas so that we can drive down CO2 and expand our role in the world and expand American energy interests. This included requiring FERC to consider the up and downstream impact on emissions that building a new natural gas pipeline would have. Even Senator Manchin said, quote, "The commission went too far by prioritizing a political agenda over their main mission, ensuring our nation's energy reliability and security." This move by FERC, I want everybody to hear this. This move by FERC came 1 week before Russia invaded Ukraine. This administration is perfectly fine empowering our enemies to appease the climate activists, the climate cult. We saw it with Nord Stream 2. We see it right here. We refuse to expand American energy right when we could be sticking it to Putin. And instead, we have everybody over here clamoring about what we need to do in Ukraine instead of having gotten in front of that by exporting American energy, by making sure that we control the world's supplies of energy by putting out clean-burning American natural gas. Just 1 week after FERC made this move, Russia invaded Ukraine, massively disrupting European natural gas supplies. When the Western world was begging for U.S. LNG, this administration was giving them the middle finger to appease the climate cult. Meanwhile, our enemies, China, Iran, Russia, Venezuela, are massively pumping out emissions. China has 1,100 coal-fired plants. They're adding 2 a week. We're not adding squat to our natural gas or coal production capacity. Texas is about to be 50% wind and solar. Texas is about to be 50% wind and solar because we refuse to actually produce the coal and the gas necessary to have power on a cloudy, windless day. China accounts for 30% of global emissions and increasing. The Russian natural gas exports to Europe releases 41% more emissions than U.S. LNG. Bottom line, this administration's war on U.S. energy will not do a thing to help the environment, but will hurt freedom and prosperity here and abroad. We should accept this amendment. This amendment should be agreed to across the spectrum because it is good for American oil and gas, it is good for the world, and it will actually help drive down CO2 while making our country stronger and helping us push back on Russia in the process, and I would reserve.